What is going on, guys? It's Gospel Gamer here. We are back on Danganronpa 2. Goodbye, despair. And it's time for a next class trial. Everyone who heard the announcement had gathered in front of Monokuma Rock, and soon enough...
Welcome!
Is everybody here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial? Hey, jerk, hold it right there!
My name is such
What?
a
Don't get in my way.
child.
Yeah, it's a dumb little sister who's a few short, a few brain cells. My brain watch is fine! That was really weird, it fucking got mixed between Monokuma and Monomi. Monokuma, what are you doing, Nekomaru? I see. So you've come to avenge him. Avenge? It sounds like you died. Sounds like you say oops.
Anyway.
Anyways, this Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today. Let's just say he's absent.
Bye-bye.
Now then, I gotta go first.
I won't let you.
Oh, hold on, I want to escape.
Hey!
Hey, did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru's dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn
Of
it!
course he's not dead. There's no way in a million years.
Well,
More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekomaru will die. Why are you so excited about that?
how about it?
Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail. What are you saying, fiend? You'll find out soon enough.
See?
Then let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Vomit up your stairs. There we go, there they are. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended towards the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed it. I noticed the lined up silhouettes kept getting smaller and smaller. But I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forwards. When everyone was inside Monokuma Rock. The elevator began its deep descent as usual. But nobody said a word. We stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other as the elevator descended deeper and deeper. Okay, this is awkward silence. And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator door was opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place. My mouth was pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, two people got killed at the same time and Nekomaru's not here either. Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No.
Why bother?
That's
What?
well now.
Now then, let's begin. It's the beginning of a long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. Awesome. And so, the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Hiyoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you would never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiri's death. The person who killed those two is among us. I definitely can't believe it. Oh shit, almost all those ones are dead. Whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friends' sake. For Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. And so, the curtain to the third class trial is about to begin. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Sweet, I don't have to talk anymore. That's the best part of this. Don't have to do any voices. Let's set our skills. I forgot to buy more, obviously. Oh, hang on. Ooh. What else we got? Is that it? Okay. That's fine. We have everything equipped. And we're ready to go.
Now then, let's begin
Oh God, it's
with
a little bit loud.
simple
On mine anyway.
explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote
Good old whodunit.
correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind
Hell yeah.
starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
Yep, probably.
Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty
Wow.
head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
True.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
I
And
will indeed.
Let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story. And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling.
Damn.
I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were
Indeed.
also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways.
In various ways, huh?
He could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't
Yeah.
say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not
Yeah.
just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
A very odd way of doing it, indeed.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well,
God
it's
damn it,
clear what
Nagito.
the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. The story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime,
Sure it is.
if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now.
God damn it, I hate him.
Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of the guy who would just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it. Shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now, thanks for that. Oh, we got them. Let's go with that, because it's the only thing that I haven't seen.
Hajime's testimony is a lie. And the fact that Ibuki hung herself.
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
I wouldn't.
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
No.
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movement. No, that's wrong.
Thank God. I picked the right bullet.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Bastard.
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yeah, damn right.
No mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with
Very
your
interesting.
witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What's warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
It is a game,
Don't
technically.
get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki
Yeah, but she was told
committed
to.
suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Basically,
Like I
she
said before,
thinks that
it's
Ibuki did
pretty
it, then
clear
hung
what the
herself, I'm
problem with this
guessing.
case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
I don't think that's actually right, though, because with the curtains, I reckon that they were hiding behind the curtains and then
Couldn't have
released the
been gone
curtains
for
sort of
more
thing.
than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
No, she would already be taped up.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer
Yeah, I
blocked
think from the
venue
first game.
door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
Yep.
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Oh, I may have been right with the people that I thought it was.
Me too?
What the hell? Why is it gonna be us?
The others all have alibis.
Yep.
Chiaki, Nikon, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another
Exactly.
person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
And that's also true.
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
He probably is.
Please stop making that joke.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Hiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? got? It's gonna be that. It's gonna be because that was the thing which we found inside the door.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to
Fuck.
keep us from getting in.
That was exactly what needs to shoot as well.
That door should not have...
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broke...
You can use that as a by doing that. Wait until we get, and suddenly,
So they look like
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Yeah. Whatever.
the killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Oh, god damn it.
That door should not have...
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the broke...
You can use that as a by doing that. Wait until we get, and suddenly
So they look like...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
I know you have. Jesus Christ, I don't care, Sonia.
the killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside.
There we go.
No,
Got
that's
it.
wrong.
This was glue that they used.
Hold on a second. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There's a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Maybe.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
No, glue. It wasn't rubber at all. The semi-transparent globe. Yeah, glob was probably glue.
Let's see.
Glue.
Semi-transparent glob. Must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
Considering she ate it, basically.
It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
Yep.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe
not.
it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
Indeed it does.
If you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Indeed.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
Yep, and I don't think a drumstick would have been strong
It was
enough.
so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Oh
In a
dear.
quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Wow.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
No, probably already
And they also
closed.
taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Aww, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Yep. Earlier.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Kyoko's body was there too, right?
Yep.
But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Which is why they masked it with the increase of the temperature of the heaters.
The body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
The scrap was stuck to the baton line in the music venue now. I should be able to figure out what it is. Wasn't it? I think it was wallpaper. Well, there's we got. We have no letters. Fuck. Okay. Okay. It is exactly what I thought it was. It is wallpaper. Boom. Making good time. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Knee. There we go. Now and in now. Perfect.
I got it.
Do.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Yep.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap.
I had a tear in it.
There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
You're right. You overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper. See? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
Someone
What's wrong
tugged
with
it to
that?
pull it down. It's
Does it
torn
have something
slightly.
to do with Hyoko's body disappearance?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
It is reasonably easy. That scrap of paper stuck to the baton line was part of the wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. I can't remember any of the controls for this one. Okay, it's mouse. Click is jump. And that's slow down. Okay. Why have I lost life? Really glad I wasn't going fast enough there. Really? Okay. I always forget that you've got to use the... Okay. Do-do-do. Question 1. It was hidden. Yeah. Okay, we got this. Okay. Question 2. What did the killer use to hide a body wallpaper? Oh god. Wee. Okay. How did the killer hide a body? I'm guessing they covered the pillar. They wouldn't have been able to form a fucking wallpaper, really, would they? Awesome. We made it.
it's all coming together. Got it. Kyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No,
Yeah, it
the
would've.
body was already taped up
Exactly.
and the pillar hidden, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by
They
wrapping
hid the
wallpaper
pillar.
around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Kyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Nope.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton
Yes.
lighting forms
And
a
they can't
perfect
see it from that
circle
image
around the
because it's still
pillar.
got the torn one at the top, which is quite funny.
The reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper, and because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
Indeed.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
The crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Nope.
When was Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
Indeed.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Oh dear.
Don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
What?
I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer
Indeed.
go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated two victims in the movie, it should be easy to explain.
I see.
The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even
Interesting.
crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
God damn it, Gundam, you're so annoying.
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Oh dear.
Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hyoko was killed. That would
There was a
mean
footstep
Hyoko
in
was
the
killed
blood.
before Ibuki.
Or at least on the ladder anyway.
Oh, right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
God, he's so annoying.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First,
And God Kazuichi agrees.
you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just going to talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hyoko was killed. What are the bullets? I mean, it's blood and souls. It's gotta be. That's gotta be the reason why, isn't it?
Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes, there was. That's exactly what it was.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Nope.
Then it's Hyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil
Oh god
eye.
damn, you're annoying.
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
God, you're
Does that
fucking
mean you have a
annoying.
rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However,
damn, it's annoying.
the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
God damn it, Gundam. You're so fucking annoying. Right. What we got? Well, I'm going to assume that it's either rope used for hanging, or smudge on the floor. Which of the two would it be? Because I know what he's going to say, roughly. He's going to say, like, you don't have proof, blah, blah, blah. Well, it might be the rope then. Let me smudge on the floor.
Impossible. Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Boom!
Allow me to cut through those words!
Fuck you, asshole.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do.
Fucking
If
idiot.
you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
Exactly.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
So we already
Even
know.
if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Nikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Nikon's autopsy?
Yeah, so you couldn't pick a time of death.
I didn't know the time of death because of the heater.
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence for us.
Yup. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now.
So fucking annoying,
But
Gundam.
regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
I completely agree, Kazuichi. So
Now
fucking
then,
annoying.
Let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no blackened to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's dead. But I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she
Right.
waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
Yeah, why would she
Her
have picked
body
that?
would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind.
So fucking annoying, Nagito.
Ibuki
I hope it's you.
didn't commit suicide. And just what was that video Hajime saw?
It's sad to make it look like she did, huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Well, she had despair disease that made her want to, didn't she?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something.
Exactly.
So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi.
Indeed.
Since Hajime has seen the video, it is
But I think-
clear what time the crime took
Tonight.
place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Indeed.
We just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Okay. What we got? I think we'll
We
stick.
can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
So no one can corroborate that.
Everyone
Fine.
at the motel was doing that.
Which means they don't
So
have an
everyone
alibi.
who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
No alibi.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi...
No, that's wrong.
Mikan and I do.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi.
Because Mikan was in bed with me.
In fact,
I mean,
Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
yeah.
Until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
Banging relentlessly.
Woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
It wasn't like that, Mikan.
I accidentally fell asleep on
You're not making it any better.
too much info.
She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Indeed it has.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Okay. The killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose and what kind of trap is it? Oh, okay.
Hiya!
Why, hello there, Monomi. The Moss Balls sure look tasty today. Stop it! Don't characterize me as someone who lives off Moss Balls. And here's some chance time. How? What's that? Now then, Monomi's appeal time starts now. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother's gonna give you a chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks and treat you like red-headed stepchild who's the boss. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time apparently running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long, it's just a boring appeal. Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be a merchandise opportunity headed in your way. I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, and I thought Southern Robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment.
Maybe you're talking about, I have no clue whatsoever. Okay. Well, I'm going to end the episode here. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below. If you want to see more of this, and do subscribe to the channel, as I upload every day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.